Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know a lot of you guys joined recently, especially over sort of December and January, because I was making lots and lots of videos with sprues. I know recently over the last last 4 weeks or so, I've been doing a lot more painting and building videos. I go through stages of doing loads of one type and then loads of another. That's one problem I do seem to have is in any given month, I can't do like a sprue build or a painting or a building of a kill team board. I get very fixated and very focused on one particular kind of build. I know a lot of you guys are here for sprues. What I would like to say though, guys, if I do a video and it's not the kind of thing you're really into, if you could just click on the video, walk out, make a cup of tea, come back, that would do my channel so much help, honestly guys, because I know my channel is kind of split between those who like sprue builds, those who like me painting miniatures, and those who like me sort of printing out and making kill team boards, hero quest boards, or whatever it might be, dioramas and all that. So I know all my videos aren't for everyone, but again, cheekily, this is me just asking, if you could click on all the videos, it would be awesome, because it really does mean so much. So today's video, we're going to do a sprue build. The problem I do sometimes have though is, well, like a lot of people, I have a brain fart on what to make with sprues. Sometimes you need inspiration, or this is why I'm always asking you guys, leave comments in my videos. Let me know what you want to see me build, because sometimes you suggest something and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really good. I'll have a go at making that. But sometimes it is a case of, what do I want to turn these into? I know I've turned these into a lot of things. Basically a lot of stuff I've copied, as in I turn these into the Great Unclean one, or different kind of robots or bits and pieces. But sometimes it is difficult what to do. So what was that? Oh, the thing above my head? Oh, haven't you seen it before? It's my little play button. Yes, I am very excited, and although I'm excited, it's a lot smaller than it used to be. So I'm a bit gutted, it's shrunk. But it still looks pretty cool, and that's there thanks to you guys. So thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, so cheers to you guys for helping me get there. But now, so what to make with sprues, it's almost like I need an idea to fall into my lap. Okay, not quite my lap, but that'll do. Right, what's this all about then? A junk bot generator by Bill Making Stuff. What's this? Roll D20s, get a head, body, arms, hands, etc. Well, where's this come from?
Yeah, I could have emailed him, couldn't I? But someone decides to keep sending spam through my email account, so I'll go straight to junk, so no one responds. So I have to invite people by paper airplane. Cheers, Cat. Call them up. No, I don't like talking on the phone. Hope to God that they get there. I'm not going to hope to God. I'm not going to, put my faith in that. I'm going to put my faith in something much stronger than that, Cat. Video editing. Yeah, they'll get there. Don't worry.
Ah, so that's what it's all about. Cheers for the invite, Bill. It's like I'm taking part in the... It's the Big Bot Bash. Okay, so let's get this show on the road and start rolling the dice and see what we come up with. So I've got obviously my D&D Hero Quest sort of dice here, a variety of ones. Obviously I love this huge big D20s, that's the one that I'm going to use. So the great thing about this is, I say, sometimes I do suffer from brain farts and just not sure what to build, what to make. So doing something like this is pretty cool. It does take you out of your comfort zone a little bit, because obviously you're making something that, well, the chances are you'd never originally think of. But again, that is good, because it does mean you are going to make something completely different, or hopefully kind of different. So starting with, say, this junk bot generator, you've got to download it. I'll give a link down below. So if you want to take part, you can do. But yeah, a few bits here. So head, body, arms, hands, legs, and then flavour. So general overall look of how it's going to be painted, I guess. So taking my 20-sided dice, roll the numbers, jot them down. And then, yeah, we'll see what we get. Obviously, there's been no fiddling at all here, he says. These are all natural rolls. See what I get. The thing is, though, that I'm going to make something out of sprues. So the chances are you don't really need to fumble much of this or any of this. Or maybe the last one I might have done. Just because when it comes to painting things, I do have a preferred style. and that generally is rust. I do like rusty things. So when it comes to the flavour roll, yeah, it was very lucky that I got what I wanted. He says. So yeah, guys, don't forget, check out all the other people and their robots and what they've made, as well. They're going to be very different. I say most people are obviously making these out of junk because, well, it's a junk bot generator. So yeah, junk is the name of the game. But obviously I don't have any Bitz boxes. Well, any Bitz boxes I do have bits of sprues in. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have like old electrical bits and pieces or washing up liquid bottles or any of that kind of stuff. I just recycle all that and throw it all away. So this is what I've ended up with. Head doesn't look right. Body, big boned, a bit like me. Arms long and thin. No, not me. Hands, knuckles, legs. Who needs legs? And flavour. Oh, that was so handy. I got a 1 and I got my rusty look because that's what I kind of prefer. So as you can see, yeah, these are my Bitz boxes, and they're bits of sprues. So whether it's just normal sprues or sprues I put in moulds, yeah, I've got tons of them. As always though, with a lot of these builds I do with sprues, it's always easier starting from the bottom, working your way up, because it is generally a case of, well, you're just gluing bits on other bits. So yeah, start from the bottom. So no legs. I guess in a way that kind of makes things easy, because I haven't got to mess about doing legs or feet or any of that kind of stuff. So I've interpreted no legs as being exactly that. And I'm going to make a sphere, well, kind of like a ball. So my robot is going to be sort of whizzing around on this ball thingy. Obviously, these have been made in a mould. They've not been made all that well, as you can see, because, well, they're a little bit distressed. But again, that works really well with my overall theme of this thing being a rust bot. So yeah, having the dents and all the rest of it in the wheel, yeah, that looks fine. So I will show some molds in a mo. And if you look at all my other sprue videos, then yeah, you'll see me using molds a lot. So sprue goo, obviously just take your sprues, stick them in a jar of acetone, leave them overnight, they turn into sprue goo, and then you can fill up these. So anything silicone molds are awesome. The problem with sprue goo, it does stick to everything. So you put them in these silicone molds, again, leave them overnight. You want to forget about them, give them at least 12 hours, if not more. The acetone evaporates, and then you're left with, well, the shape of the mold, or hopefully you are. Obviously, sometimes they do come out better than others. So some of these bits are nice and smooth and shiny. Some bits, yeah, not so much. So that's why generally when I'm building things with sprues, I do like making things that are sort of weather beaten, had some damage. Yeah, basically they're not perfect. That being said, yeah, this thin sprue panel didn't come out too bad. Again, a lot of it is it's hit and miss. A lot of it's to do with how much acetone is in the mix that you're doing, how quick it evaporates, temperature of the room it evaporates in, whether it evaporates quick or slow. So yeah, there's so many variables to get consistent in the sprue sort of mold making things. Yeah, it's not always there. Again, if you make stuff that looks like it's been damaged, perfect. So as I say, with sprues, it is a case of just building up. Obviously, these are the long, thin arms. I mean, at the moment, it looks like some sort of weird frog. I'll have to admit, when I was building this, sometimes I build things and I'm like, really? Is this going to work? Is it? But a lot of times, it is a case of just keep going with it. Just what's the worst that can happen? Typically, the worst that can happen is you think, no, I've had enough of this, and it goes in the bin. But yeah, just keep persevering. And yeah, so for me, obviously, I was lucky. I had a lot of bits sort of made up. Say, in my bits boxes, I've got all kinds of sprue bits, just general cut bits, and a lot of sprues that are already been put in molds. So I had quite a lot of stuff to work with, which is good. And again, that's obviously why I made up the sprue bits box, just so I could have bits and pieces. Because when you do make things with sprues, it can take a long time. As in, you need to leave the sprue goo overnight for it to be sprue goo, and then it takes another night for it to sort of harden. I'll have to admit, this piece here, this is the only piece that isn't from Warhammer. You'll see, well, probably haven't seen it because the video I think is coming out in 2 days' time, where I get to build a huge big pirate ship. I won't say any more details on that, but there's a video coming out in a few days. Huge big pirate ship. And this is part of the sprue. that came off that. And I thought, well, that'll kind of do for the face, because my face is meant to be a bit weird and wonderful. So yeah, I'm keeping it simple. It's just going to be that sort of weird sprue and a couple of eyes. Obviously, I want to make the eyes a little bit, well, imperfect. So that's why we're going with one big, one little. Again, I'm building this, and I haven't, obviously, I have got a little bit of a plan because I've done the old junk bot generator. But other than that, no, I've not really got a plan here, guys. I'm just sticking things together, seeing if they work, hoping they work, and then just going with it. Because again, that's the fun of doing these kind of collaborations, where you're building something or doing something you wouldn't normally do. So if you are on YouTube, guys, and you obviously make things, again, I'll leave the link down below. Go and check out the junk bot generator, and yeah, roll some dice, see what you get, and have a go at making something. Because that's the whole idea of this kind of like hobby, is making things, whether it's things out of sprues or 3D printed stuff or whatever. Obviously, this junk bot generator, yeah, you can't use 3D printed stuff because that'll just be far too easy, and you'd have a perfect looking robot. And who wants a perfect looking robot? So the bit obviously you can see on the screen that I'm making, I felt he needed something on his back or his head. Again, I wasn't too sure, but I just like the idea of using all these corner bits to make this, well, I don't know, initially I guess I was thinking shoulder pads, but because this guy doesn't really have shoulders, he just has bits protruding out of his body, well, back of his head almost. Yeah, it kind of got a bit weird, but I thought I'd make something that went up and over his head. So obviously sprue goo, yeah, this stuff initially has always been used to fill in gaps. It's just perfect for that. Obviously, I can sort of take it a step further and use it to fill in or to make moulds with. Obviously, I have been doing this stuff with sprues for, well, about 4 years now. Obviously, took quite a bit of a break. For about 2 years, not making anything with sprues. Then, obviously, like I said earlier, went a bit mad over sort of Christmas time, December. And yeah, just went nuts, making tons of stuff with sprues. So what I really need to do is try and get to a stage where I can, in a month, I do like one sprue build. I'll do a hero quest build or paint, kill team sort of build, paint, and try and vary it. I know I say that, and that's kind of what I want to do. It just never really works out that way, because I say I just get too excited on one particular sort of theme. Then I run with that theme, and I go nuts, and basically you'll see loads of videos of the same kind of thing or similar sort of topic that month. Yeah, so apologies for that, but again, guys, if you can just click on all my videos, it really does help me out so much. And like I say, yeah, click on a video, even if it's not the type you'd normally watch. Go and make yourself a cup of tea, come back, and then watch some more. Right, there we go. This is what I've got. Yeah, again, when it got to a stage where I thought I could just keep adding bits and adding bits, but I didn't know where I was going. I really didn't. So I thought, no, let's quit while I'm not necessarily ahead, but we're not behind, and let's paint this chap. So rather than doing the black and dry brushing, I thought let's just paint him in one solid colour. Obviously, I'm going to rust him up something wrong. I want to make the floor look a bit different from him. So I'm really pleased with the flooring as well. Just using some sprue goo and then sort of like carving in the lines to make it look like it's, well, metal plates or metal tiles on the floor. So that was quite, I mean, that's the bit I'm most proud of with this dude, because everything else just looks nuts. Yeah, you've seen this loads of times. Well, I need to get some more Dirty Down Rust. This bottle I've had, I don't know, 2-3 years? Definitely, yeah, definitely 2, maybe 3 years, maybe even longer. There's only a little bit of it left. And I thought this stuff would last like forever. Well, I guess in kind of a way it has, because I've had a good 3 years use out of this big bottle. I do need to get another big bottle because this stuff, I just love it. It really is. I say it every time, but it's magic. Magic in a bottle. So apologies, I lost a bit of footage where I painted this dude green. Not sure what happened to it, but basically it's what I'm doing here with the red. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a scourer brush or pad on the end of my little lollipop stick, and I'm just dabbing the paint on. So that's exactly what I did with all the green paint. It just helps give it look, or give it the look of the paint obviously chipping off. But unfortunately, yeah, that little bit of footage, the little clip, I don't know where it's gone. But this is all I was doing, was dabbing this stuff on. As I say, I don't want this guy to look too neat, too tidy. I want him to look a little bit, well, cream crackered, really. But there we go. So that's sort of roughly him now painted. Just the last couple of bits, and yeah, that's a good old dry brush with silver. Again, this just helps make it look like it was bits of metal sort of coming through any of the rust. So use my dry brush palette. Yeah, you'll see me use this loads of times. Love this thing. Had these, oh, I don't know what, 2 years, 3 years. Well, whenever Slap Chop started, that's kind of when I've been using a dry brush palette. Yeah, and I say just dry brushing, just going over the edges. It's one of these things where you can just barely see it, but it does make a huge impact, especially because it is, say, on those raised areas or the corner bits of him. Yeah, that little bit of silver coming through just gives it the effect that he is made of metal and not plastic sprues. And then the very last thing, I painted his eyes black. I'm just going to go around the bottom of the base with black. I do finish him off by putting some little yellow dots in his eyes and then putting some clear varnish over that. But yeah, this is how he looks, I guess, in all his glory. And there we go. Yeah, it's certainly the weirdest looking robot kind of thing that I could have ever come up with, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, there we go. It's made from sprues. I kind of achieved the objective from the junk bot generator, I guess. But yeah, guys, so definitely there's a link down below. Go check out everyone else's sort of entries into this, and yeah, download the thing and have a go yourself and see what sort of weird and wonderful thing you can come up with. Okay guys, that's it for this video. There's another video coming up on the screen soon. Give that a click, see more of what I do. And guys, don't forget, if a video does come up and it's not the kind of ones you normally watch, if you could watch it, that would just be awesome. Big shout out, thank you to all my patrons for help support the channel, as well as any sponsors. Always much appreciated. You guys take care. See you in the next one. Bye for now.